I request Mr. C.R. Janardana, President FKCCI, to deliver his welcome and presidential remark.
Good afternoon. Shri Jagadish Shettar, Honorable Minister for Large and Medium Scale Industries, Government of Karnataka. Shri Perikal Sundar, President-elect. Shri I.S. Prasad, Senior Vice President-elect. Shri B.P. Shishidhar, Chairman, Export Excellence Awards Committee. Ashok Kumar, Vice Chairman, Export Excellence Awards Committee. Jury members, Shri J.V. Patil, ITS, A.S. Naveen Kushalappa, Basuraj Nalagave, Anup Dayanand Sadhu, Mahesh, Managing Director, KCTU, Kumar Anshuman, Soma Chaudhary, Ravi Kumar, Zonal Manager, NSIC, Praveen Rai Durga, Roshanara Sardar, Mr. Satish Kumar, all the jury members. I would like to welcome all the jury members, senior officials from government of departments, respected past presidents and MC members of FKCCI, members of FKCCI, awardees, ladies and gentlemen, friends from print and media. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the FKCCI's Export Excellence Awards function, which is 15th edition. The objective of the awards function is to recognize and honor outstanding exporters in industry, trade and services. It is my proud privilege and honor to have Sri Jagadish Shettar, Honorable Minister for Large and Medium Scale Industries, Government of Karnataka, as chief guest for today's event. On behalf of the FKCCI and the awarded, I extend a very hearty welcome to you, sir. We have with us a lot of senior officers from my industry department. At this point, I would like to mention the support of the Industries and Commerce Department for providing financial support to an extent of rupees 2 lakhs through Karnataka Udyoga Mitra. I would like to thank the Karnataka Udyoga Mitra for extending a support. Sir, due to COVID-19, everyone is in financial crunch, and fortunately, the government of Karnataka has come for our risk. So I am very glad that KUM has given 2 lakhs for the function. Again, I would like to welcome all our past presidents, MC members, and other members of the FKCCI. Sir, FKCCI acknowledge the vital role played by all of you in the overall economic development of the state. I am inspired by your commendable achievements and am optimistic that we will have many more new exporters contributing to the state's export basket in the coming years. The awardees take immense pride in being felicitated at the award function, as it is a stamp of approval to their hard work in growing the country's exports. Sir, Karnataka's exports as a percentage of GSTP has a fairly large share and has also increased significantly over the period. The share of exports in GSTP, which was 7.36% in the year 1993-94, has grown to 28.9% during the year 2018-19, sir. Karnataka's exports amounted to about 6 crores 59 lakhs 425 crores in the year 2018-19, which constituted about 17.4% of the country's exports in that year. The share of merchandise exports in the national exports constitute around 5.3%, and software services exports around 39% for the year 2018-19. On this occasion, I would like to thank our Honorable Minister for having granted additional package of incentives over and above the standard package of incentives and concession to export industries such as electricity tax, exemption performance subsidy, reimbursement of ECGC charges, certification charges, fees for acquiring certifications, etc. And I would request our exporter to make use of all these incentives. I am really proud to claim the Honorable Minister was very receptive for all our requests. Particularly, he has given a very good encouragement for the exporters by giving lot of concessions in order to help their exports. Sir, here I would like to share one or two issues. Though we have ranked 17 in ease of doing business, nothing to be bothered, sir. I am assuring the Honorable Minister and all the government officials, this Karnataka has got highest potentiality, sir. Sir, Karnataka has been driving force in the growth of Indian industry, particularly in terms of high technology industries in the areas of electrical and electronics, information and communication technology, biotechnology, and more recently, nanotechnology. The industrial structure of Karnataka presents a blend of modern high-tech capital goods and knowledge-intensive industries on the one hand and traditional consumer goods industries on the other hand. Karnataka is an ideal destination for investment, whatever may be the rank, for three key reasons. First, we have talented and skilled labor force, particularly technology workers. Second, we are an investor-friendly state and have a track record of attracting FDI and venture capital funding. Third, we are the most open and globalized state in India. So I request everyone to put your hands together to welcome. That rank is not important. Our state is really in the good rank. Sir, Karnataka is one of the most skilled workforces in the country, including the largest number of technology workers, while we are the 8th largest state in terms of population, sir. We have the 4th largest number of skilled workers, accounting for 6.6% of the country's industrial employment. We have the best labor relations in the country with industry-friendly and peaceful workforce. We also have a very friendly government that is committed to skilling its population. Karnataka has topped the first ever innovation ranking in the state, followed by Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. Karnataka ranks in the 4th in attracting foreign direct investment, sir. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ತಾವು ದಾವೋಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಹಲವಾರು ಸುಧಾರಣೆಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಆ ಸುಧಾರಣೆಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಈ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡುವ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್, ತಾವು ಮಾಡಿದಂಥದ್ದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟು, APMC ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ, ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಗಳ ಸರಳೀಕರಣ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಗಣನೆಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ 10ನೇ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಸರ್. 79A and B ತಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ತಾವು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದಿಂದ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಅದು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶ ಈಗ ನೀಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಕೂಡ FKCC ಅವರು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ರಫ್ತನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ 250 ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಡೈಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಆದರೂ ಈ COVID-19 ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನಿಂದ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಫರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ರೀಚ್ಡ್ 75% ಫ್ರೀ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್. ನಾವು 100% ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟಚ್ 75% ಆಫ್ ದ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಡ್ several relief measures to boost India exports after the post-COVID situation. A window of opportunities has now opened up post-COVID and many investments are getting relocated from China to India and to the rest of the world. India has ample opportunities to attract such investments, and Karnataka can play a dominant role in getting such investment to the state. Government of India under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative is really encouraging and import substitutes to be produced under Make in India, made for the world, vocal for local. Government of India's decision to open up the defense sector has created huge opportunities for the MSME sector. Exports growth from Karnataka is stagnating and our exports reliance is more on service. There is a need to improve our share of exports under manufacturing. I would like to bring to your kind reference some of the issues hindering the export growth from Karnataka, sir. Majority of our exports are going through Chennai and the Krishna Pattanam ports. Though NMPT, that is New Mangalore Port Trust, has better infrastructure, the exporters are still looking at other ports. I would like to suggest the government of Karnataka should think of building a dry port at Hassan, so that exports once cleared will straight away go to the boarding the ship. They need not go to Mangalore at all. They can complete all the formalities at Hassan level only. Government has to fast track development of minor ports, sir. Government should focus on improving the road and rail connectivity between Hassan and NMPT to facilitate movement of containers through rail, sir. Government of India has an ambition to increase the exports from every district. The committees constituted for this purpose should have a proper plan to identify the export potential. The ODOP, one district, one product concept needs to be implemented to boost exports. At this juncture, I would like to give an example of Channapatna toys, which has made a news during the parade held in Delhi, and also while gifting Channapatna toys to the then First Lady of USA, Mrs. Obama. There are similar opportunities in each district to be handicrafts, agri-commodities, processed foods. FKCCI can join hands with government to organize awareness programs on district level exports in each district. With the support of our district chambers, government may kindly provide financial support to FKCCI to organize such programs, more particularly in the compete China and aspiring districts, sir. So, ತಾವೊಂದು ಭರವಸೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈ ಕೂಡ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್-19. ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಬಡ್ಡಿ ದರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಸಂಬಳಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. FKCCA ಸುಮಾರು 6 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಖರ್ಚಿದೆ ಸರ್. 6 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇ 28 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸರ್. ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಸರ್. There is a huge potential for exporting processed foods from each of the districts. With the support of the Agriculture and Horticultural Department, we have started concept of one district, one product. The Agro MSME scheme announced under Atmanirbhar Bharat of the Ministry of Food Processing can be utilized to promote processed food for export, sir. Sir, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಯತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೃಷಿ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸು ತುಂಬ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸರಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮಗ್ರಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಆಶಾಭಾವನೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. There is a need to strengthen the nodal agency of VTPC to provide support services to exports and provide enough grants to VTPC under the MDS scheme, which will give opportunity for exporters to visit exhibitions across the globe to understand the potential for exports. ನಾವು ಕೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ VTPCಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟರ್ಸು ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೆರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟರ್ಸು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ, ಫಾರಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ? ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ. ಬರೋ ವರ್ಷ, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ. Government needs to announce special incentives to the first time MSMEs who starts exporting their products which are WTO compliant, sir. A separate channel like a green channel is needed at key ports to boost the export of perishable and avoid deterioration and congestion, sir. Gherkin is an export-oriented commodity and 99% of the produce is being exported, sir. Due to lack of R&D in this segment, the seeds need to be imported, which increases the cost of production and reduces competitiveness. On a longer term, the research institutions need to develop seeds of varieties that are currently being imported. Sir, ಗರ್ಕಿನ್ ಸೀಡು ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ದು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಲವಾರು ಸಭೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚೀಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ತಾವೊಂದು ಸಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನು 5 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾವಲಂಬನೆ ಪಡೆಯೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ತಾವು ಈಗಿನ ಗರ್ಕಿನ್ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಜೆಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸೈನ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಜೆಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕಾಶ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ನಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ಈ ದಿನ ತಾವು ಬಂದು ಈ ಸಭೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಮಾರು 48 ನಾವು ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ತಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಪಡಿತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟರ್ಸು ಭಾಗ್ಯಶಾಲಿಗಳು. ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ತಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.